motorbike.
You on the motorbike.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. My name is Bryce Mitchell. I am the Sales and Marketing Assistant here at Pilbara Real Estate, and today I'm joined with my boss, co-host, and the Director of Pilbara Real Estate, Rob Slater. Say hello to the people, Rob.
G'day, how you going?
Here on Real Talk, we love to have a bit of fun, and we cover how the market has changed each month, and we talk about some real estate news, aiming to educate you in all areas of the industry, from sales to leasing and from residential to commercial. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, so make sure you subscribe for the next episode and leave a comment below, or email me via the email that's on screen now, which is ea@pre.com.au. Let's jump into our first segment, This Month in Real Estate. Here we talk a little bit about what happened this month in the world of real estate with a few prepared topics that myself and Rob have talked about over the past month. First, Rob, could you give us a rundown of the sales market?
All right, 16 Garland. Now, we appraised that last year. So 16 Garland is a 4x2 in Millerswell, 1997 built with a shed. Anyway, that probably means nothing to you. Look, end of last year, it was we were probably 680 to 700. Now, we've sold that with 4 offers, and we got another 10% more than that. So that's 10% growth in 3 months. That's it. So
Jeez,
I think that's a good litmus paper of where we're at. So properties that were sold in, say, October, November, were sold in a weaker market. And we've had about 10% growth since then. So I think that's pretty significant. But there has been a few sales from intel that we've received from valuers that have sold higher than that, and they've fallen over because the bank valuer can't actually stack it up, because the bank value's on comparable sales or income capitalisation. There's a few different ways of doing it, but there's been a few sales across the board that haven't stacked up. So if you're selling a property and you sell it too high, and people are getting finance, don't count your chickens until they're done.
And could you give us a rundown of the rental market?
Well, okay, the rent market, a 2x1, we just, like this morning, signed off on an application at $900 a week, 2x1, $900 a week, and that had 11 applications. Now, out of those applications, the ones that are winning seem to be people with good references, good history, because the lower ones that weren't getting a look at, they'd been kicked out of properties, they'd been on databases, they didn't even fill in the applications correctly. So, some people understand, well, I'm not getting properties. It's like, well, have a look at your situation. It's like, do you have a good history? Have you filled the form in correctly? Because you are in competition. So, there's people that don't put their pay slips. There's people that don't do all that. And it's like, unfortunately, we get inundated with applications, and we present them to the owner. And if it's an incomplete application, look, the onus is on you. That's it. It's, we make it pretty clear. So, so the rent market is still good. There's quite a lot of properties now are over $2,000 a week, but just looking at properties online, some of them are overpriced as well. So you still got to be realistic. So,
yeah. But
look, overall the market is it's good. It's hot.
Yeah, both sales and rentals are. Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah. Earlier last week, I actually took a trip to Bunnings.
I wanna dance in the lights. I wanna rock your body. I wanna go for a ride. Hop in the music and rock your body.
I pulled up in the whip to the dead centre of town. No, I'm not talking about the Foundry Friday night. I'm talking about the cemetery. Because I'm here to show you what I believe is the start of Karratha's Bunnings. Let's go take a look.
The moment you've all been waiting for, Karratha's Bunnings. Even at that distance, you could smell the sausages. And you can see there that they've already got some amenities. They have their toilets and another building there that seems to be the customer service section. And I think the wood section is over there somewhere.
For mind, I have found the drive-in bit there. Look at that. We've already got stock. They're ready for customers. While we're here, why don't we just go take a look at some of the new blocks? See what's going on there. In a matter of time before you two could be living in Swamp across from Toyota. Prime real estate, people. That was meant to be a joke, but depending on where you live in Karratha, one of those aspects is already true. And because you live in Karratha, you probably already want to be right next to Toyota just so you can pop in. Need to get the street sweeper out here. What's going on? So, we're pulling up to these new blocks here, and it actually looks like they're doing some massive fencing. You can see some of it here on this side. They're pre-doing these blocks already, so these are the closest blocks to the road. You can see that they're not right next to the road, obviously, but they're pretty close. So these are likely going to be the these will be the discounted blocks. And you can see there's those fences already. So I don't think that these are that far away, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's more Bunnings stock there. That's the warehouse of Bunnings Warehouse. I know what you're probably thinking. Bryce, Bunnings, they've already been in the Pilbara. They actually built the post office in Roebourne. Which, of course, famously, as everyone knows, they did. And if you didn't, that's true. Look it up. The Bunnings brothers built the post office, the old one, in Roebourne. How cool is that?
Great. I just need to interject for a sec, and I've got a special mention, and I've written it on a yellow sticky because yellow stickies. Look, I've got a diary and I've got a digital diary, and the yellow stickies seem to really stand out for me. That high importance, like pick up the kids, you know, because I have been late on one occasion. So this goes out to a very dear friend and an ex-boss and a former director of Pilbara Real Estates, Pam Quinn. Pam Quinn called me the other day, and she called me on a different number because she probably was worried that she called me on her number. I wouldn't answer. Pam, I will always answer your call, or at least call you back. You know that. After 14 years, you should know that. But Pam Quinn, one of the original directors of Pilbara Real Estate, just was saying Bryce does a really good job.
Oh, what?
So, Pam, thank you. Now, I really want Pam to be on the podcast. Unfortunately, Pam's computer, every time she turns it on, it's just like a flashing dot, and still says Commodore 64 on it. So, I'm not sure how that's going to integrate with the internet.
That's really cool to hear.
Pam Quinn, very special thank you. Both you and Carolyn set up Pilbara Real Estate, and you're very dear friends to us always, and I'll always be grateful. And I did enjoy working for you guys. I always had to be, Pam would ask me a lot of questions, and they were a lot of good questions. I used to enjoy her coming up. So if you ever want to come up again, Pam, you're always welcome.
Rob, would you believe that Pilbara Real Estate's older than me?
Wow.
I'm October 2006.
Can't believe you're 20. That's nuts.
Yeah, this year I'll be 20. Yeah.
I'm out here in the fresh weather to tell you a little bit about today's sponsor, me, Bryce Mitchell. If you're subscribed to Pilbara Real Estate's YouTube channel and you can prove to me while I'm out at one of the pubs or bars, I'll buy you a drink. Guaranteed. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can score a free drink out of a real estate agent. Anyway, let's go back to the video. I'm cold.
Let's jump into this another segment. We've got Getting Real.
Coming to you live from our studio in Karratha. This is Getting Real. Real talk, real people, real facts.
This is our guest segment where we get the real facts from Karratha industry experts, friends of the show, and Pilbara Real Estate employees. Just before Rob walked in here, I sat down with our operations manager, Renee, and we had a chat about her role and her time at Pilbara Real Estate. It's good to have you in the studio. I think we had you in the studio early on, sitting in the corner.
I was
Is my
helping
memory-
you with the cameras. I was
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to
Don't
have you
have
back.
to get me in front of the camera.
It's good to get you out of your comfort zone. Let's jump straight into it. So, for those who don't know, how long have you worked at Pilbara Real Estate?
Coming up to 8 years in August.
Wow.
Part of the furniture.
Yeah. And so you started with us as, I've got here, a property manager assistant, and now you're our operations manager. Could you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about your journey at PRE?
So I started as a PMA, property manager's assistant. Pretty much within 1 month, Rob sat me down and said it's time to do a course. By November, I was registered property manager.
Wow.
Then got my own portfolio in January 2019. So 4 months later.
Okay. Cool. Well, that seems to be sort of a thing here at PRE, that people have the opportunity to develop more within the business rather than hiring externally. Is that because of hiring challenges?
Property management is a job that is very, lacks a lot of people that are interested in it. Especially being remote as well in a regional town, we have limited skilled property managers. So we just find it's best to start at the bottom, educate them, work their way up, and it just seems to work with both owners themselves and our tenants. Yeah.
And then you've got people who are familiar with properties, they're familiar with the owners as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes
So they've gotten to know the owners from starting as an admin role, and then they work their way up.
And you're also a part of the team already.
Yeah.
You're also with everyone, you understand the culture. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. What's the most important thing for you when you're in terms of dealing with tenants and landlords?
Look, honesty is the best thing. Honestly, and good communication. If you've got owners or even PMs that don't communicate properly, you're going to find it's just going to have issues. So clear communication.
Yep.
It's just the key.
Yeah, okay. I think we've actually had someone say that before. I think it was Matt said pretty much exactly the same thing.
Really?
Well, it's good to know that there's consistency across our
Communication
teams.
is great.
Yeah, and we've said that before. Like, it has to be, you have to be working together, particularly, your tenants and landlords. There has to be a lot of collaboration.
Yep,
in stuff.
100%.
We've got a cyclone coming up. You've got to have collaboration between tenants and owners there if things need to be sorted out, and vice versa with our property managers and then the owners themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what do you think? What's the funniest or most unexpected thing you've seen while working at Pilbara Real Estate?
I don't think that's something I can say on camera, to be honest. I've had quite a few mishaps that I can't really speak about. But I don't know. The best thing about property management is when I started in 2018, just recently, I had a family that were pregnant. And now I've watched that little girl who's now in, I think, kindy, I think she is.
Wow, okay, yeah.
So that's good to see. And same with, renting out to your mums and dads, and then all of a sudden they're your age and we're renting out to them.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing about property management.
Yeah, same for sales. When you get to, even when you meet someone for the first time at a property and then you're slowly getting them through it, and they might come back to you 3 months later and say, look, this is what we've done to the kitchen, or something like that. So
I'm super excited.
yeah, okay. I didn't realize there was that much you couldn't say on camera about the
Oh, there's a few. You'll have to ask me after.
Okay. Now, every time I've done street talk, I have not been able to record Renee because she's very camera shy. So she's doing very well. I think she's doing very well. If money, this is one that we asked a long time ago on Street Talk. If money was out of the question, what is the number one thing you would do to your home?
That's a hard one. It's not the number one thing I would do to my home, but if money wasn't a question, I would love to build my dream home on a canal somewhere with my own little boat out the front,
Yeah. We used to live in South Yunderup and we had our own little...
Bought the land in South Yunderup.
Really? There you go.
Yeah.
It was awesome because not that there were many crabs, but you could chuck your crab pots up the back. And
Just have it on your own little personal jetty.
Oh, sometimes one would rock up. But yeah, we used to jump off the back and everything. That's a great spot down there.
It is.
You know, you've got everyone takes the boats to the shops or whatever, or the pub.
Up to the local pub.
Yeah, that's good actually. Well,
Yeah.
I think you'll struggle to do that here in Karratha. I don't know.
Unless someone wants to build a canal.
Yeah, well, money's out of the question.
I
So
have no money, so maybe I'll build one.
turn one of those storm drains into a canal.
Take
I
the
think
best
that
part of the canals.
Happens during the cyclones anyway. You see some kids rowing their boats down.
Well, I'm pretty much already on it then, bait and drive.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
always floods.
I had another thought about this one. I said this to you earlier this week. I've got to find the clip so I can put it up on here. But there's this guy on Instagram and he's got the garage
Yeah.
and then his house, and it has an underground tunnel to the house. But then also he has, I explained this, the
Yeah.
vending machine for the cars. So he'll just press a thing and then the car will come up, whichever one he wants. But the house and the garage are completely separate, and he walks under the.
That would be
I'm
pretty
gonna
amazing.
find it so I can show you what it is. But Instagram Reels must be getting to me because that clip does not exist. Yeah, but that's all I really had. Just a quick bit of a get to know about who you are, and to get your face in front of the camera.
Thanks. Love being here.
Thanks for a chat.
Oh, thank you. My hands are sweaty.
Nice little short interview with her. I think the camera said it was about 8 minutes or
So
so.
she's been worried about that interview. Some people don't do camera and public speaking for. I think it's not a natural thing. I think it takes a lot of learning.
A few moments later.
We get 100 more likes from today. We'll get Bryce to wash your car in his Speedos. 100 likes. Do you own Speedos? Man, that's tragic.
I might.
You know,
You know what though? We shaved our heads for charity last year. What are we doing this year for charity? You know what we could do? We could do a car wash for charity.
I do have some Speedos because I did water polo, actually 6 years ago I did water polo. And I got some Speedos.
I might still have some somewhere. When this episode of Real Talk comes out, what am I saying? Check below for a link to the Facebook post regarding an Easter giveaway we're doing. It's an esky with a whole load of goodies in it. Yeah.
I would like to do...
Should I go grab it? So this is the giveaway we're doing. It's for an angle esky with a whole load of goodies. We got a Yeti. What do they call that? A silo?
It's a half-gallon jug, so what's that, 2 litres, isn't it?
That's awesome.
And it's plastic.
That one's cool. I've never seen this one.
Those are really good for like if you're going for a yonder, if you're going to go for a yonder.
I would definitely take that out like
Yeah.
like hiking or something.
They're real good because they're not as heavy as the...
Yeah.
So, and then you've got the... So we've got four Yetis. They're all good. This is great for when I go kids sport. This is great for just cruising around. So I'm a big fan of Yetis.
And this is an angle, so you know it's going to last. You know, it's 100% going to last.
That's light. You keep that in the back of your car and, they're a lot better than those squishy, bags.
The soft ones?
Yeah. This will last. You've got to get good stuff that lasts you for a long time. I think that's where I am. As the older I've got, I want good stuff and I don't want to keep replacing it.
Well, my angle, I've got an angle in the back of my car. I got that off my grandparents, and I think they bought it before I was born.
Wow.
It still runs perfectly.
They are built to last because some of the other ones, they're not, as soon as it gets hot, they clap out.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple
Yeah.
that have done that.
Yeah, get quality. That's why people should go for us, quality.
Absolutely.
So check out the link below. It's got the Facebook post in there. You need to like, comment, so to tag someone in it and share that post, and you'll be in the draw to win this awesome raffle here, as well as
A $500 donation will go to your charity, school, or sporting club. It's got to be local. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping Tambro Primary School win it. Or Nickel Soccer Club.
yeah. Oh, who would I want to win? Well, if someone I knew won it, they should definitely be putting that donation towards Pitter Pat Productions. So that's who I would want it to go to. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Oh, that's about it, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe to us. here on YouTube. Follow us on all the links. My chair just... Please comment any of your questions here on YouTube, on the Facebook, Instagram. Email me via the email that's on screen now for your chance to be featured in the next episode. Without further ado, thanks for a real talk, Rob.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, that was fingers.
Let's try that again.
I hate it when people go and get your fingers
I don't
like
know.
that.
Let's try it again.
That's better.
Yeah.
Well, check. Oh, how about this one? How about this one?
No.
That's bad, man.
No, I don't like it.
That's horrible.